Ladies and gentlemen, Shanna Moore is about to come on, and she's going to blow your mind with her wisdom about water, because she's the water lady, and she's going to teach you about how you can turn that water into money, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So make sure you stay tuned. She has an incredible journey and an incredible mom, just a powerhouse woman. So stay tuned. Before that, let's talk about the sponsor message. If you're an entrepreneur, a high achiever, you're committed to getting your message out to the world in a big way, and you feel like you're falling short. You're not quite hitting the mark. You're not happy and fulfilled with what you're creating and achieving. Come talk to me. I love solving challenges in people's businesses, in their messaging and strategy, in their processes and habits and mindset. It's a blast. I eat problems like yours for breakfast. Send me an email, chris@beyourgps.com. And you can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/th3burns. Shoot me a message. Let me know what you're working on, what you're stuck with, how I can support you, and we will grow together because you have a message that is worthy for the world. Let's get it out. Next up is the iTunes review of the week, and this week it's by Nikisha Ware. And Nikisha says, I listened to my first Chris Burns podcast, and I am blown away. He makes it so clear the power of clarity and exactly what we can do to get it. I'm excited to hear more fire. Thanks so much, Nikisha. And if you want to give us a review, go to beyourgps.com/iTunes or search Becoming Your Greatest Possible Self on the iTunes store. Let us know what you love, what you want to see more of, how we can improve the show and make it even better of a fit for you. I love the feedback, so bring it on. Thanks so much. I love you. Make sure you subscribe while you're there to keep getting this great content, these great ideas, and stepping into your GPS because you deserve it. You deserve greatness and to be fulfilled and happy and have everything you ever wanted. Let's talk about Shanna Moore before she comes on. Let's talk behind her back. No, I'm just kidding. I'm talking in front of her face. She can see me. We're going to have a lot of fun. I know Shanna. I've known her for a while. She's an incredible member of our team with Burn Up Coaching and Becoming Your Greatest Possible Self, and just always supportive, always has the biggest heart. She's an amazing mother as well, and I have a very close relationship with her, so I'm really grateful to have her on the show today and going to be sharing her message. So make sure you grab a piece of paper, grab a pen, be ready to take notes because she's going to be sharing the gold with you. And you definitely want to stay tuned from start to finish because you never know what one idea could transform the rest of your life. Let's introduce her, and then we'll bring her on the screen. Shanna Moore is an independent distributor with Enagic, and she's affectionately known as the Water Lady. Her mission is helping people improve their health through proper hydration. She also works with highly motivated individuals interested in creating a second stream of income by helping her accomplish her mission. And we are absolutely blessed to have her here with us today. Shanna, are you ready to rock the house, superstar?
I'm ready.
She's ready. We are live on Becoming Your Greatest Possible Self. Thank you for being here, Shanna, taking time to share your wisdom and your expertise and experience with our audience. You're doing amazing things in the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Absolutely. So let's dive right into the theme of the day, which is messages that stick. So what does that mean for you, a message that sticks, Shanna?
Well, to make my message stick, I use some crazy glue.
Ooh, I love the prop. But
I love what you said last hour about repetition, because that is truly how we learn. And the more we're exposed to something, especially if we can get our passion and our purpose and our message behind it with that energy, that's really going to make it memorable for others. Yeah. And so people always say, I'm Shanna Moore, so we want more from Shanna Moore. And I just want to keep giving it and giving it.
I love it. So good. And I love how you use the glue stick. That is like the first time anyone has ever used a prop, as far as I'm aware, like that to answer that response. So you just got some serious brownie points and kudos. You're rocking it. You're already off to a phenomenal start. So great stuff, great share, and I agree. It's the repetition that really makes a difference and has things stick in people's minds. So, Shanna, I mentioned it in your intro a little bit, and share a little bit more about who you are, what you stand for, what your clients come to you for, so our audience can get to know you a bit more.
Okay. Well, for those of you who don't know about Enagic, they are a Japanese company, and they've been around for 45 years now, so they really know what they're talking about as far as proper hydration. And I don't think anyone would argue about drinking water is healthy for the body. So this just allows us to drink a higher quality water. A lot of people are getting concerned with the environmental impact that all the plastic bottles are having. There's whales and fish, dying, and they're finding plastic in them. There's a, landfill out in the middle of the ocean the size of Texas. And because I have my children and I'm wanting to leave the world a better place for them, all of that is really irritating to me. And I knew there was a better way, but I didn't really know what it was. I was, having sparklets delivered to my house and, at least refilling the same bottles over and over again. But it just wasn't quite enough for me. I still had, chemical cleaners around the house and different things like that. And so people, they may have heard of alkaline water. Now it's kind of a trendy buzzword, but there's still a lot of misinformation about it. So you can make alkaline water with baking soda, but that's not going to be recommended to sit there and drink all day.
Nope.
And unfortunately, that's what a lot of the bottled alkaline waters are. It's, minerals added back to create this alkalinity. And what this technology does is it takes the natural occurring minerals. It's like bringing a glacier stream down here for us in my kitchen, or, some people use it in their bathroom or out on the, a little spa party in their backyard if they have a pool or something like that. So it's really a great portable unit. It can be set up anywhere there's water source and electricity, and it creates this high quality water to properly hydrate the body, in addition to several other ones that can be used around the house for sanitation, cleaning, disinfecting, emulsifying oil. It can replace a lot of the cleaners and detergents and things that also leave a negative impact on the environment.
Yeah. Wow, that's incredible. And it's clear you know what you're talking about in this product and what you're offering people. And I love that. I love when people know what they stand for and what they're serving people with. I think we have to come from that place, or else we're doing our customers a disservice if we're not the expert on it. So I really love talking to you about that. And I want to dive back into your journey before we go any farther on this conversation about water, because we're going to talk about how did you become so fascinated with health and wellness. And I know you've been doing work with massage and, really cool stuff like that. So take us back into the journey and where does it all begin for you?
So I've been a licensed and certified massage therapist for 12 years now, but my journey actually started before that. I used to just always massage friends and family. I have a Facebook friend from high school that was like, oh yeah, you used to give me a little shoulder rub in math class. And it was just my way of intuitively knowing how to make people feel better. I could feel the knots or the tension, and I'd be able to provide relief. And that's something that I'm really passionate about is helping. I always want people to have best life, best, goal, achievement, have the most fun. And if you're in pain or you're sore, you can't enjoy what you're doing if you're stressed out about money. And so all of these things go hand in hand. And I came to a place in my life where I had the opportunity to just kind of go and get another job again, which most of my experience was, fast food or restaurants or waitress, kind of things, customer service, or I could go back to school and actually get a career. And I was a single mom with my oldest daughter at the time. And I was like, well, I'm good at massage, so let me go to school for that. And then people can pay me for it.
That's right.
And it was a great blessing for me because it allowed me to be with her. Full time for massage therapy is usually about 5 or 6 hours a day. And so I fast forward, okay, she'll be in school 5 or 6 hours a day. That'll be perfect. I won't have to work overtime or be away from her. But what I didn't think fast forward to is that 5 or 6 hours is part-time work. I can't actually offer her the life that I never had or wanted to have or be able to do. And I was actually doing some chair massage at a Rancho Bernardo street fair about 7 years ago now. And a lady who then, fast forward becomes my business partner, came and introduced herself to me. And, oh, hi, who are you? What do you do? Oh, massage. That's great. I was working for a pain relief center. I really kind of liked my job. I was helping a lot of people, but I was commuting over 60 miles a day to get there. Wow. And I was, luckily got to miss most of the traffic, but still had to put my daughter in some after school care. Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, what do you do? And she gave me this little card. It's like, are you drinking toxic water? I'm like, well, I don't know. I didn't know that there was toxic water. So let me talk to my boss about this and see maybe we can get it in the clinic to help the patients and the clients. And she said, if you learn about it first and you like what you see, it can benefit you financially. I was like, oh, okay, I'll put that in my purse then. Because I knew that I wasn't living my full potential. And, we had a few text, phone call conversations before I actually made it to, get together with her and learn more. But finally, pretty close to when that happened, it was at the end of the month, after you pay for the childcare and the gas to commute and the time sitting in traffic, how much money do you have left? At that time, I was supporting a family of 4 on one income and getting government assistance. So of course, if you're on welfare, you don't have any money at the end of the month. You're already negative money. They're giving you money.
Right.
And so how can I leave a legacy for my daughters if that's what I'm doing? So I went and I learned and I saw the information. It all made sense to me. And I was like, well, let me see, let me put out a prayer request. Let me ask, God, universe, higher power, most high, should I get involved with this opportunity? I'd never heard of alkaline water 6-7 years ago. I was, that wasn't even a buzzword yet. Right. So within a week of meeting with her, I got an application for a credit card in the mail, 0% for 18 months. I was like, oh, here's my sign. Okay, let me apply for this and let me see what I can do. And it was the money that I needed to get started. It was basically using free money. I didn't have to come up with anything out of my pocket. It saved me money because what I was already spending on bottled water was just what I got to put to the credit card now. And so it was really a lateral move for me that made a lot of sense because I also got to have all those additional savings off of the chemical cleaning products and all the other things that this device replaces. And it really, I saw it just as my vehicle to be able to help more people that I can't necessarily get my hands on my massage table. I had a lot of health benefit from it right away. And so for a while, that was my story. But that's not actually the reason that I got involved. The reason I got involved was to make the money to be able to provide this life for my kids. Yeah. I want to be able to travel and take them places and work from my phone or my laptop instead of going into an office somewhere. Yep. I was at SeaWorld with them one time. Don't hate me, people, if you don't like SeaWorld. We don't go anymore. But, I took a phone call and they're like, why are you on the phone when we're at SeaWorld? I said, would you rather me be on the phone for 10 minutes at SeaWorld or be in the office, 4, 5, 6, 8, 12 hours a day? That's right. And then they kind of got it. That was a kid's perspective. It made more sense to them that way. Wow. And so now they understand, okay, the phone means mommy's working and then she'll be right back. Yeah. And I get to, my daughter's at camp right now, but usually for the last 2 years, I with her all summer. She's never gone to, this is her first camp she's ever gone to. Oh my gosh. And I just thought it would be something fun for her to do.
Right. And it was like possible because of what you're creating, like the lifestyle, giving these opportunities for freedom and abundance, prosperity for yourself, and also to your kids to show them, hey, here's what's possible when you put in the extra work, when you develop yourself, your mindset, become a leader, you're creative, and here's what you can do.
Nobody taught me about leveraged income. We were all taught linear income. Go to school, get a job, work hard, work long, travel, drive, traffic, overtime, stress. None of that makes me happy and excited. I get traffic occasionally now if I go to a client at the wrong time of day and I'm like, why would anyone do this permanently? Yeah. Oh my gosh. And it's just like we didn't know that there was a better way. Back when I first was graduating college, I found a vehicle probably similar to Enagic that I was like, hey, I can do something different than the 9 to 5 and just be stuck in a job for the rest of my life. Like I can get freedom. I can get income that like blows my wildest dreams out of the water, and that was like really powerful for me. So I'm curious, from before you started Enagic till now, what have you seen? What changes have you seen in yourself? the more I spend time in personal growth and development and becoming a better person, the better my business does, the better my relationships do, the better mother I can be. It's like I'm getting paid to grow myself and become my greatest possible self, like you always say.
Yep.
And I'm getting to be around others who are doing the same thing. And it's always much more exciting to live your life with a tribe of people that are on the same journey as you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's incredible. So it's like you just see the compounding effect over time, how your life is just being shaped into what you want, how to be, do, and have anything you desire. Like the access way is through personal and professional growth.
Yep, through getting a coach, going to seminars, reading books. I have some props right here to make this the right height. And I was actually intentional with the books I selected to have the right energy around me for this interview.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
when I met you probably almost 3 years ago now, and out of a crowd of however many people were there, I knew back then when you were living in Orange County that you were going to be doing great things, and that I just wanted to be connected to you and see how that would go and blossom. And I'm so excited to be your friend and to be on this journey with you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's incredible, seeing the growth in each other, like, because I know that seeing you, for me, I've seen you grow from like being someone who's like really emotional, like you could be really emotional, used to be, and now I just see you like as the leader. You're able to handle especially the coaching, like being open to coaching, being open to the feedback. I know some of the sources of feedback in your life in particular can be really intense. and to most people, they wouldn't be able to handle it because they'd get their feelings hurt, and then they would go home and cry and never show up again. And I'm really proud of you for continuously showing up, even when it is hard to hear, even when it's difficult, even when, like we have to kind of pull ourselves apart and burn ourselves down into the ashes and then rise again as the phoenix.
Yeah. And I think it's helpful when you're surrounded by those people who have your best interest in heart, and they're talking to you out of love with compassion as best they can, whether it stings a little or not. Like, it's done to be constructive. It's done with a purpose. And it's the same thing I do with my clients or my team, the people that I help. If I'm not able to be completely honest with you, it's not going to work as far as the relationship wise. And I'll be the first one to tell you, it may not always sound pretty when I say it, but it's going to be truthful, and it's going to be direct, and it's going to be effective if you actually take it to heart and use it to propel you. Use it as the fuel, even if you get a little mad, like use that as the fire to get you going where you want to be.
That's right.
Because I was sometimes in my childhood or growing up, or just limitations were put on you, or I maybe wanted to be a photographer, and so, that's a hobby, not a job. And it's like, I know many photographers, that is their job, that's their passion. I have, 4 or 5 really good friends. They do the weddings and the birthdays, and one of my friends from high school has actually been on some of the wedding shows. Like, he's turned his passion into this business, and it's been great. And it's like, to not listen to the naysayers. Like, there's always going to be haters. There's always going to be the negative people. They're usually the ones who aren't able to figure out how to make it happen for themselves yet.
Yeah.
And so they've gotten defeated, and then they kind of spread that defeat around. Whereas those of us who are doing it or making it happen want other people to succeed too. We always want to be that uplifting spirit for those people.
Yeah.
Especially
when we get knocked down, when we get knocked down, it's like, hey, get the F back up. And it's hard to do it on our own. And when we lean on people who are on the outside, who can see the greatness within us, then we get awakened and activated by them and their belief and their vision of who we can be.
Yeah. And there's always going to be, not optimal day somewhere. But when you have that team, that tribe, those friends, those colleagues around you, you can lean on the support of each other. And I used to tell my kids, I was like, just don't both have a bad day at the same time, because there's 2 of you and 1 of me. So if you want to have the bad day, you have to have the good day, because I can only help the one of you at the same time. So, and it's worked. They're 6 years apart. So we've got, when we had the toddler, the other one was already kind of in elementary school, had her friends and her stuff together. And then now she's transitioned to the teen years. The other one's coming up more in that, stable area. I have the best teenager ever, though. I came home one day and she was watching Barbie cartoons with her friends. She might not like that story, but it's like, what other kid is just hanging out watching cartoons? It's great.
That's right. That's right. Peaceful, and especially like you getting that culture of personal development. You're the example, you're the role model. That's what kids look to, is their parents and the people who they love the most for their guidance and for their mentorship and leadership and coaching. So it's like you recognize the more you work on yourself, the better of a life that you're really able to provide them too.
Yep.
Yeah, so good. This is great, Shanna. So I want to dive into the conversation more about water and what people probably don't know about their water, and they might be looking over mistakes they might be making. Let's dive into that a bit.
So a lot of us are getting more health conscious as time goes on. So perhaps not drinking the soda like we used to, we're going to stay hydrated. I see you back there. There you go. And so business, soda companies, whatnots, saw that decline in sales.
Yep.
They're like, how can we get some of our customers back? Well, if you've ever worked at a restaurant, or how they mix soda in a machine, it has the syrup and it has the water. So they were like, let's just take this water that we already have that's free for us, stick it in this plastic bottle and mark it up by 10 to 100 times and sell it back to these people, because it's convenient and they're already out and we'll get it cold for them and it'll be great. Great business. Yeah. Not so great for us. So a lot of the bottled water is simply filtered tap water. It's nothing special. Again, with now there's higher quality, they're advertising the alkaline waters. Now those can be $3 to $4 a bottle. And what people don't realize about that is if it's having the minerals added back, the baking soda, like I was talking about, have a negative impact on their health, because the body is not meant to process those extra man-made things.
Right.
When we were designed, it was eat the fruits and the vegetables and the herbs and things that grow, that are living. Life brings life, And so what we have now is reverse osmosis and filtered Britas, tap, all these things. Tap water's got all the chemicals in it. Filtered water's got, a reverse osmosis or distilled water, has nothing in it. It's completely dead. Then it like, okay, well, the water has a memory. Like it remembers there used to be some minerals in it. So then it starts pulling from your body. You can, get a lack from minerals in your bones, or, get some arthritis or some osteoporosis or things, because your body is always going to balance itself. Your body was designed to stay healthy. That's why we, get a scab when we bleed. We were designed to heal ourselves. And so as long as we have the right fuel, nutrition, water, hydration, as long as we're not polluting ourselves, it's going to be able to do its job.
Yep.
And the more toxic things we put in our body, the harder of a time it's going to have. And it will start to sacrifice parts of the body to maintain life as a whole. That's why people, when they get cancers or diseases, it's in one area first. But if they don't make any changes or deal with the lifestyle, it ends up going somewhere else.
Yep.
And it's like, since I've been involved in health, I've known so many people that I haven't been able to help yet. And with certain friends of mine that I wasn't able to reach in time, or I didn't know the knowledge that I know now back when they could have benefited from it, I have made a promise to myself that I would share the messages that I receive and the education that I have and the knowledge and the wisdom, so that nobody I know has to suffer, or like I could have helped someone and I didn't do it. it's a very helpless feeling. And I like to have control. I like to have power, not in a bad way, but I don't like to be a victim anymore. Right. And so if I know I have something that someone needs, I want to tell them, always with love. Some people receive it, some people don't. That's okay too. I know that I came pure at heart to help. I wasn't trying to do anything negative. I wasn't trying to hurt anyone. I mean, I give people free samples of water all day long. You come over, fill up a bottle, try it, see if you like it. Yep. I don't ask, I don't ask for anything in return. That's the mission of the company. The owner wants this to be given and accessible to everybody.
Quick question. Do you find that people experience immediate benefits right away, or does it take time for them to experience a difference? By the way, we have Sarah Beth Sulio, who's out in the audience saying, I love you, Shanna Moore. Hi, Shanna Moore. She's rocking it. Love you, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. I turned off the comments so I wouldn't get distracted. So everybody's body is different. It's a very individual thing. Mm-hmm. I can't make any guarantees of what it will do because it's just water. Right. I can tell you my story and stories of others. For me, I lost 30 pounds the first 3 months I started drinking it. I didn't really make any diet or exercise changes at all. And honestly, the first month I was still even drinking soda, but my body started to feel healthier and not want the sugar and the caffeine and all the toxicity. Right. It started craving the good things. I got properly hydrated, and I had 6 different medications that I used to take every day. One of them I had been on for 12 years, which at the time was almost half my life. And this was a doctor said, here you go. You're going to take this forever. And you're like, okay, that's your doctor. You believe them. You don't really question it. I didn't go to medical school. I don't know. But I started feeling better. And so I went back to my doctor and I said, hey, I don't think I need some of this anymore. And I love him so much. I still see him when I need to. He's like, okay, let's see what we can do. So when I had gotten pregnant with my daughters, I stopped everything cold turkey so that when I found out I was pregnant, so that they wouldn't have any effects. But with that, it ended up putting me in the hospital with a detox, because it's not, if you have a tolerance you built up to something, you got to kind of descale it back too. Yep. So we did halves and quarters and got off of one thing at a time. So it took me about 6 months, but I was able to get off of all of the medications I was taking, and I haven't had to return to taking any of those. I still go in, for my physical yearly or whatever it is. And you're fine. You're great. You feel good. Keep doing what you're doing. They don't always want to know what I'm doing, but they say it's good. It's working for you. You keep doing it. As far as, the immediacy of some other people I know, I had a friend I met her husband at a networking group, and I went to share with them as a couple. And she felt relief from one of her ailments within half a glass that she was drinking that I was sharing with her. And so he was like, wow, like really? Like, that's his wife, he wants to help her. So that was probably the most immediate that somebody gave me feedback in a positive way. That's awesome. But everybody needs to drink water. Nobody's going to argue. 75% of our body is composed of water, and that's what we were designed. We weren't designed to take Gatorade or Pedialyte or coffee, all of those things. Well, not all of them, but, coffee, tea, fine, that they're at least grown from the earth, but all the other stuff is just manufactured. A lot of the people that promote those products aren't even actually using those themselves. Right. So I have a thing with, honesty and integrity. I like to make sure that I am doing what's right. And for me to know that people are, not using the things that they're promoting or trying to pull wool over the eyes of the public or advertising in a dishonest way. Those are things I really like to make sure I don't do. I'm very clear, about what we have, what we do, how it works. We've got, even on the website, they've got a factory tour you can take. This is the manufacturer that we are dealing with. So there's no advertising, there's no middleman. It's word of mouth from one person to another. Usually, You'll share with your people that you love or come in contact with, or if you have a really big heart, just want to help everyone, you'll share with everyone. Mm-hmm. But the owner wants to make sure everyone has a balanced life. He says there's true health, and it has 3 different parts to it, because you have your physical body and your physical health. Because if you're not healthy, you can't live your optimum life and have, full potential. You have your relationship or your spiritual health, how you are emotionally with other people and those kind of things. If you read some of the quotes from Steve Jobs at the end of his life, he regretted not having a better relationship with his daughter. Yeah. That was what he lacked at that time because of choices that he made for business or whatnot. Mm-hmm. And then you have your financial health. If you do not have resources, you can't spend the time, pay for the sports or the camps, take the vacations, have the good quality food or water. None of the things that are accessible to survive and thrive. Yeah. So money is important. And some of us have hangups about money that we might have learned when we were younger, about money being the root of all evil. And it's the love of money that's the root of all evil. What money doesn't change who you are. It just allows you to be that person in a bigger way. If you're already generous and giving, you're going to be able to be more generous and giving because you're going to have more resources. If you're already kind of a cranky person, you're going to be able to be a bigger cranky person in a nicer car, and you're going to be the one that cuts me off when I have my signal on.
Yeah, it's an amplifier, money's an amplifier of who you already are. And I think it's the obsession with money, be like over and above everything else. That's what really is the downfall of people, when they have that just obsession and to the exclusion of everything else. They don't have that balance like you were talking about. They don't have the relationships and the health, and everything's out of balance. Then that's when it really doesn't work. So I love how you're talking about the whole life balance. People need to have that. They need to prioritize that. They get to make that a priority. And this is one of the ways that they can do that. And 1, build their relationships, 2, build their bank account, and 3, build their health up in the process.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. So I want to dive into the water a little bit more. What difference does it make in the body? Like the pH, I think you've mentioned that a couple times, the alkalinity. What difference does that make in the body?
So this particular water has 3 special properties to it. The first one most people are familiar with is alkalinity. So the body, like I said, it likes to keep that balance. It wants to regulate and keep, like we have a regular body, we also have a regular alkalinity. Mm-hmm. And so if it's constantly having an acidic beverage or food put into it, it's going to have that struggle to maintain. Mm-hmm. And so by having an alkalinity that's naturally occurring, it's like a glacier spring. If you look at the Hunza people, they live to be 120 years old because they eat food that they grow themselves off the land, and they drink this good water, they're way up in the Himalayas. So this brings that down to us. Mm-hmm. We can take source water. It does filter it. If people want to pre-filter it, they can do, that's an option as well. But it also restructures the water. It makes the water molecules smaller. Mm-hmm. So there's cellular channels of the body. If you can imagine like a chain link fence, if you throw baseball at it, or if you throw a marble at it, what's going to get through the chain link? So when this breaks up the molecules and makes it smaller structure, it's going to be able to get into the body at that cellular level. And that's what allows people to have some of the health benefits, because it's flushing out toxins and really getting into the system. Whereas with bottled or tap water, a lot of times you drink it and you feel kind of full or bloated if you have too much. I've drank 3 gallons of this water in a day before. It was really hot out and I was outside, but I did not feel any of that. We have some doctors that use it with patients, and they jump on a trampoline right afterwards, and they don't get the gushy, squashy feeling because it's able to actually get into the body where it needs to go.
Wow. And
then it also has antioxidants. So people know, okay, antioxidants are good. A lot of people don't know why or what they do, but the amount of antioxidants just from drinking the water is going to be greater than all the berries and fruits and veggies and all the things that you can eat in a day.
Wow.
And a lot of people, as much as we love to get on our little diets or have our new nutrition plans and we get our New Year's resolutions, if it's not simple, people don't usually stick with it. And I like the 80-20 rule. I try to eat healthy about 80% of the time, and 20% of the time I really want to make like jalapeno poppers and eat cheese.
That's right. That's right.
So the beverage, the water, we're already drinking the water. Just to switch it out, high quality water, that's going to be something easy and maintainable for people. They don't have to think about counting the calories or, if it's keto or not, it's just water.
It's just like a permanent setting that they can have on for the rest of their life, basically, to get better water, better nutrition, so to speak, better processing, the antioxidants. That's awesome.
That's set it and forget it. People they want easy.
Yes.
They don't want to have to think about it. I've got when I need to take the kids to school, I set the alarm. All the weekdays are set. I don't have to turn it off and on every night. It's just there forever. Yep. I have to change it on spring break because we don't need to wake up that early.
This is good. This is gold, Shanna. I love it. And there's also the financial opportunity side of this. I want to dive into that because the food's important, and the nutrition aspect, the health aspect, and there's the financial aspect of it too. So tell us a little bit more about that, what you can.
Sure. So you buy the product for yourself, your loved one, whoever, and you get a customer ID number, just like any account you have, your cell phone, your TV, whatever it is. You usually have some kind of identifying account number. What this company does is if you choose to fill out a W-9 to be an independent distributor, then when you have referrals or you share this with someone, they can send you a thank you check. And the checks will range. They change based on which product you're purchasing. You don't have to buy a certain one. We have about 8 different models. You don't have to buy a particular one to sell a different one. Whichever one is right for you and your family, you get that one. Awesome. And whichever one is right for the person that you're talking to, they get that one. And what's different about this company that I liked so much compared to some of the other ones that I've learned about since I've started is that it's a patented compensation plan. So it's really unique as to what the owner created and what he wants to offer to us. And so it's not one of the projects where you're going to need thousands and thousands of people to see any kind of benefit financially. My very first referral, I made $285.
That's awesome.
So to me, having to drive, 60 miles a day to make $22 an hour, I think was what I was making at the time. $285 is a lot.
Yeah.
Most families in America are only $500 short of a financial emergency. They don't have a lot of savings and resources put aside in case something happens. So for them, just sharing with 1 or 2 people a month could totally change their life. But what happens after the first 2 people I shared with, on the third referral, everything doubled. Now it's 570. And I can share these numbers because this is the compensation plan. This is not making claims and promises. It's just simply how he invented the system and the business plan. And if we have just between us sharing, me sharing with 3 people and them sharing with 3 people, or if I wanted to do it all alone and just share with 10 people by myself, the way that it's set up is after those referrals, if everyone was getting the same unit, that completely pays for yours. It's like, if you want to get it like it's free, you get to first have a 1099, which most people, if they don't have one, they don't know, but that gives you kinds of deductions and benefits that you can write off. I'm not a CPA or an accountant. Please go talk to yours. But you can write off the investment that you need to get started in the business. And then you have this opportunity. Anytime I go out to a restaurant, if I have my water with me and I'm talking, why you didn't order a drink? What are you drinking? That becomes a conversation. So much easier than, makeup or Tupperware. Not everybody is going to be able to talk about those things. Nothing wrong with those businesses either. I have many friends who do great things. That wasn't where my heart was.
Yeah.
My heart was in health and wellness and living the best life I could with my kids and being able to travel and spend time together and just all of the things that people want to say I can't have makes me want to go get them even more.
Yeah.
I'm kind of stubborn that way.
That's right. That's right. So what are you most looking forward to in the coming years, either with the business, personally, with your family? What are some things that you're really excited about?
Well, so for like the first 40 years, this company, all their conventions and really exciting big global things were in Japan. I have my shirt. The very first one that came to America was in 2015.
Wow.
They did Anaheim, so everyone could go to Disneyland and kind of visit. And then they had another one that was in Vegas, because that's another, destination for a lot of people to visit. Yeah. This year, it's in San Diego. I'm in San Diego. So for it to be the 45th anniversary of the company, and for them to be coming here for the convention, the owner of the company just bought us the East Lake Country Club down in Chula Vista to make that like the next distribution point for Southern California and Mexico. Before that, it was Torrance. I don't know if you like to go to LA or not, but traffic to Chula Vista for me is a lot less than going to LA and Torrance. Right. So we just had a event down there with some of the top leaders in the company, just very inspiring. And it's exciting to have this much growth and movement just kind of in my own backyard. Like I can help people anywhere. It's a global company where we have 28 offices. We've shipped product to over 178 countries. Dang. I don't have to have any limitations, but when I can take someone somewhere and actually show them, and they can, get a book and read about the owner's story and why he started, and really get on board with the mission, because it's not about the commission. It's about the mission. How many lives we can change, how many people we can impact, how much better can we leave the earth for our next generations. Every time there's a leader in the company that make a certain rank, he plants a tree for them.
Wow.
Like, yeah, it's just, I don't even have enough time to go into all the great things about it. So anyone who has more questions or wants to reach out afterwards, definitely send me a message, text, call, whatever. I'm happy to have these conversations. It's what lights me up and gets me excited, is to share this, because we don't know what we don't know.
That's right. That's right. So to someone who might be a little bit more skeptical about like starting a new opportunity or a different opportunity, let's say they're already doing something, what would you say to those people? How could they get started on this? How could we ease their concern that it's going to take a lot of time?
I love the busy people, like the restaurant owners or the business people. They already have their thing, but they got to drink water, and they know people that drink water. And all they have to do is introduce me to them, and I will take care of it for you.
Yep.
What my mentor did for me in the beginning was, she had appointments with me. She opened up her home and did presentations when I didn't know what I was talking about yet. She did three-way phone calls with me. She still does. We still do things together. But everything that she taught me, I can now turn around and give to someone else. I can pay it forward. I can meet with people. There was a time I was doing massages, and she was going to be down near somebody who wanted to learn more. And she just went without me. She just went and took care of it all. And that's then, awesome. It's great, because the better that I do, the better she does.
Yep.
The better that I can help and assist others, the better that I am. It makes me feel helpful. It's been applied in how network marketing works. Like, it's about people helping people and just carrying the message forward.
That's beautiful. You mentioned that you learned a lot in personal development, especially with your mentor. What would you say has been some of the biggest lessons or skills or tools or resources that you've learned along the years?
So many. I think for me, to break through limiting beliefs and to just have that confidence and belief in myself, and to stay in relationship with my higher power, and to know that what we think about expands and what we focus on grows. And we can either put that in a negative or we can put that in a positive. The universe does not care which one you want to do. It will give you exactly what you asked for. And just all the stories of the vision boards and the goal setting and really just the people that it directly manifested for. And I had the same thing in my life. Like, I was not in contact with someone for about a week. And so I was journaling, writing what I would want to say or what I would want them to hear. And there's a part in my journal, right, where it says about hearing it right now. And the phone rings. I get a text message. They heard me, after a week of continuously writing. I was able to get that. And I know you've manifested, your relationship with Petya and things like that. We get to design the houses we want to live in and the adventures we want to have or the places we want to travel. We can do our list of things to accomplish this year, and we're already halfway through the list, and it's not even halfway through the year yet. Because all those doors continue to open and move us in that direction of what we're putting our attention to.
So it's like really opening up what's possible, the visions, the dreams, and then, okay, well, what's the next step now that it's possible? Well, write it down, make a plan, think about it, journal about it, meditate on it, ask people who can support me with this. I have a big dream. I have a big vision, a big goal. How do I make it a reality? So it's a process to be able to do that. And personal development is the access. It's the keys to the kingdom. It's incredible.
And for me, gratitude is big too. Like, I'm thankful for everything I have while I'm working for what I want and moving forward. I tell my girls, I was like, if we don't take care of the 2-bedroom house that we have, we're not going to get the 5-bedroom house that we want.
Right. That's right. Yeah. No, I know for me, I came from living with roommates in Orange County, like I was living there and then went through some difficult house challenges and, where am I going to stay? And finding it difficult, but it was really in being grateful that I had somewhere to stay, even if it wasn't the perfect place. Like, hey, it was the next step that really got me to, living with my girlfriend right now. It's just a beautiful house that we have. And then the next phase, the Phoenix Palace that we're creating, like that's pulling us forward to keep showing up, to keep growing. And it's just like we plant the seeds and keep watering them, keep doing what it takes. And then the power of manifestation, the law of attraction, with that focus, that continuous burning desire, laser focus, taking massive action, anything's possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man, it's good. So I'm curious, are there any books that you have been reading in the last year or two that have made a big difference for you?
Started some. My new thing this year is to actually pay my teenager for book reports about books. So yeah, I'm like, you don't like to read, but you need to know this stuff. It needs to get in there somehow.
That's right.
I was reading Millionaire Success Habits. I was also reading, what was the last one I finished? Shoot, I don't remember. I like to watch videos a lot more probably than reading. I do like the 10 pages a day or 10 minutes a day because I feel it's a valuable habit to get into.
Yeah.
But I often find myself on the phone. I have like the Trent Shelton and the different positive things that pop up in the feed, and watching the marathon with you has been great. I don't get to watch the whole 12 hours, but like you said, you get into the pieces that you can, and you can always go back later and, find the post and find it later and the stuff that you missed. Yeah. For me too, there's been a Tony Robbins documentary on Netflix that came out, which was really great.
Yep. To
kind of be able to get in there and see what he does. And I see also some of my Facebook friends are like, oh yeah, we just went. Da, 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 da. I'm like, oh, that's so great. Anything leadership wise has been good for me. I've gone to Toastmasters and networking groups and all these different things. And the more I can practice any platform, speaking, sharing, reading. I'm actually working with a friend of mine right now. We're actually going to write a book. So writing, anything. Yeah, it's exciting. Awesome. It's not about personal growth, but it's a parenting book. So
yeah, I was going to say about parenting specifically, what's the model and the example you want to set for your kids?
I want them to know that if they want something, no matter how much someone else might think it is impossible or challenging, that they don't have to accept that as their reality, and that they can go out there and work and make it happen. And that when they have the clarity as to where they want to go and what they want to do, that they're going to get that support and assistance, and people are going to show up to come and help them. Whenever we're there doing it, then people will come. They want to get on board. They hear the stories. They see the mission. They want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. And some people don't want to be the one to start it. They kind of just want to be that support. And for a while, I was that support. I was like, oh no, I'll just go help you do your thing. But now I'm at the point where it's changing, where it's like, I want that support back now. Like I've got some big dreams and big goals, and I can't do it all alone. I'm just one person, and I'm still a busy mom. My kids are still little. They're 8 and 14. They still need me around. And there are so many people in this world that really need this technology. You know, one of the vice presidents, he's like, it's a life-altering device. It's not a water machine. It's not a water filter. It can really change everything. The slogan of the company is change your water, change your life. It's not change your health. It's not this one thing. It's your entire life. For me to have come from government assistance and welfare, and being over 200 pounds and taking all these prescriptions and all of the being tired and not wanting to be with my kids and not sleeping and all of it to be able to be present and to go to the plays at the school, or to chaperone the field trips, or to be able to help another mom or another dad or another anyone in the world that wants that. There's a lot of people that make really good money, lawyers, doctors, whatever, but they don't get to go to the baseball games. They don't get to go to the school field trips because they have to be at work to make that money. There is no leverage. There is no time freedom. If they don't show up, they don't make money. If I don't go do a massage, I don't make money from massage. I don't have other massage therapists working for me yet. My mom used to think that I should do that, but I wasn't the direction I wanted to go at the moment. But if I talk to you, or I talk to someone in Africa or India or Russia or Romania, the people in Romania make the equivalent of $500 a month. They don't have the same income opportunities we have here. They don't have credit and welfare and all these things to help them. They really need a vehicle to take them to the next level, to give them that life. There's a guy from Indonesia who was set to be a doctor, going to school and everything, and he decided to do this instead. And he went back, his parents were not super thrilled, for you to stop being a doctor. Why would you do that? Look at all the people you're helping. And he went back after he helped all the people with this company and got to show them, I'm still helping people. I can still make a difference, but it's just a different way. All the stores that are closing, all the people that are getting laid off, there's going to probably be another recession. People are looking for something different. Something that's going to make a difference, that's going to be able to impact them and their families in a positive way. I don't want to see everybody on unemployment or at food banks. Or I'm so thankful for those things that they exist to help when people need them. But it's not what I have an aspiration for the world to be doing. I believe there's enough abundance and success for everyone, and that it's accessible to us. We were called to be blessed and to be a blessing. Like, we can do this together. We can do it alone, but it's so much more fun to go hang out with my friends and have these conversations and do these interviews and just really show people the heart of me, the heart of this company, the heart of the owner. And it's like, I get emotional sometimes. And I know you said I had my emotions under control now, so I'll try that. But it's in a good way. It's in a good way.
Yes.
Someone the other day, they're like, I've never seen you as passionate as you are when you talk about that water.
Right.
I'm like, it changed my life. How could you not be passionate about something that changed your life? Like, I'm passionate about my kids. They changed my life. I would not be where I am today, not having them as the motivation to keep doing better and learning and growing and changing, to give them something different.
Gold. I love it, Shanna. This is incredible. I want to ask one more question about leadership. What do you feel makes a great leader? What stands out in your mind?
I think great leaders have a heart to help others. I think they're open-minded to criticism and constructive, ideas together. Like, if someone has feedback for me, please, I like the feedback because it helps me grow as a person.
Yep.
And I can't always see my own ears. I don't always see it from someone else's perspective. And so I believe that the leaders will always show up. They're always there to help motivate and propel their team or their followers forward. They want everyone to succeed. There's not a whole lot of room for negativity or jealousy or not like the negative competition. Like, healthy competition is like, okay, let's have a contest. Let's see if we can, like, that part's good. But the lack or the, limiting beliefs, you can't be a leader and have that, because if that's what you're telling yourself, you're not going to be able to say it's going to be out of integrity to share something else with everybody else. So that was probably my biggest area of growth, was to get out of my own way and to stop being down or negative on myself, and to really just look at all the possibilities it's like, well, people say, oh, what's wrong? Well, what's good? What's right? What happened that was, the best thing today?
Yep.
It's like to just switch that little piece of me that wanted to go that negative route and just be like, no, turn around. You're going over here now.
So good. Awesome. Shanna, this has been super valuable. If there's a final piece of wisdom you want to give to our audience, what would that be? Final takeaway.
Final takeaway is I want everyone to be healthy and rich. I want them to be successful and have everything they've ever dreamed of. And I believe that this is the vehicle that can help them get there. Yeah. And so I really just want to connect with people. My phone number's up on the screen, I believe.
Yep.
You can go to my website if you want some more information about the water. There's like videos and ebooks you can sign up for. My email, I'll get it if you want to talk that way. I just really want everyone to have this technology. It's like if you went back in time in the 80s and someone came to you and said, the phone, I'm on the phone, I can't show you, but if you want to go and help me share this with the world, you can make money off the cell phone. Well, in the 80s, they were like this big and nobody had them. But if we knew what we know now and go back in time, would you get involved? This is the next kitchen appliance. This is the next technology that everybody's going to have that nobody knows about yet. We're still only 1% saturation of the marketplace because word of mouth advertising moves the slowest, but it's also the best quality. You get to share from your heart, one-on-one, with a group, on the phone, in person, however you want to. You want to go knock on doors? Go knock on doors.
Yep.
Everybody drinks water. Everybody wants something better in their life. Everybody wants to be healthy and happy and successful and not have that day-to-day struggle. It's very simple. And it's not going to be easy. Like, you can't be lazy because you do have to just talk to people. But it's so simple. So simple.
Yeah.
It's like,
I love it.
Why aren't you doing this? It makes perfect sense. Like, it's simple.
That's right. Simple is best. And Shanna, you are the water lady. People can get in contact with you. The number on the screen is 619-204-5474. And your website is developingtruehealth.com. And Shanna, thank you so much for being here, for sharing your wisdom, your light, your love, and just the woman you are, and becoming all of it. You are a powerhouse. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Chris.
You're welcome.
It was a lot of fun. Definitely.
Awesome. We'll see you soon, okay?
All right.